All right. Hello, everybody. Recording for the podcast as well as for the live stream. Going live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Going to start trying to make this a thing. Hello, welcome. This is Gifts or GIF. That's Gambling with Iggy Friday. Glad to have you here as always. We go over some angles, try to win you some money. Yesterday was good. I've been cursing baseball. I was like, I will not bet on baseball the rest of the year. Knowing damn well that's a lie because they give me these boosts and 100% profit boosts. Took you Darvish to go under on his strikeout count. Thank God he got pulled before. Thank God he had that awful third inning because he already had 4 strikeouts and the over under was 5.5. So, or excuse me, 6.5. Got lucky there. Doing the in-game parlay. I hope they continue that for football. DraftKings, keep doing that, man. What's going on with that? You keep doing that for us out here. We need that. The in-game parlay. We're going to be spreading it around to more sports books. So if you're a sports book out there and you want to get in on it, hit me up. You can have all my money, or I could be taking money from you. You know, that's the real plan. But having said that, man, today we're just going to go over some things. The charity league putting together a mouse bet. That's a money line under spread. Long-term betting, Washington and New England recap, website, charity league. Yeah, we're going to go over all those things, talk about the game last night, talk about a few of the games today. Let's see. I'm going to have to be pulling it up on here as well. Yeah, we got Titans at Falcons, Buffalo Bills at Detroit Lions, and the Dallas Cowboys at the Arizona Cardinals. Some good Friday football action. Buffalo Bills to concede the fewest points, plus 2,200. Get a look at their defense, get a look at some of the depth going on. Before we get too much into that, I do want to talk about the charity league. It is all full. We filled the last one deep into the morning today, that being the LIDA group. So there's the LIDA conference, the China conference, and the Moolah conference. And with those, we have our divisions. If you're part of the charity league, we're going to create a tab on the website, Iggy's Fantasy and Betting. Even if you're not on it, and you want to check it, because there was a few very gracious donators that just donated to the charity cause without really joining the league, and that is very much appreciated. But you can go check us out at Iggy'sFantasyandBetting.com. It's going to have its own tab. We got tabs for the daily writing. Remember, we're working our way through the defenses. We got the top 3 defenses down to the top 3 defenses in the NFL. We'll have that article out as well today, and then we'll have them all out before the Sunday games. And there's IDP mentions in there. It's really quick, guys. It's just like my podcast. I don't really sit here and try to drone out and make an hour and 20-minute long podcast. I know you got your other life. You're doing your other thing, trying to get to the point, help you win money, put money in the pocket, trophies on the mantle. Can't see it over there on the live feed, but we got some over there for you. What's going on with that right now is also, with the writing, it's just like a 5-minute little read about every defense, ranking 32 to 1 through the first. This is how I perceive them being at the end of the year. I talk about the IDPs that you should grab, ones that are worth starting in almost any format, the ones that are worth taking a look at late, the ones that are going to be a defensive player of the year candidates. So, and having said that, that's a great segue to go into Chase Young. My God. I told you guys a couple weeks ago on one of the shows, I said, hey, he could be a defensive player of the year candidate. A, he's a really great athlete. B, he's really driven. C, he's the defensive rookie of the year. 4, he plays the most important position, the edge rusher. And 5, he plays on the East Coast, and that might not seem that much important to some of you, but I think it does. You could say, well, Pittsburgh's on the East Coast. Not really. It's on the other side of the Appalachian. It's way closer to West Virginia than it is Philadelphia. And that might have been why TJ Watt got screwed. But what really happened is Aaron Donald already had the popularity. He's on the West Coast. He's going to get seen a lot. He's going to get talked about a lot. His team made the playoffs. Which the Steelers did too. And I'm saying that with Chase Young is, man, he attacked Cam Newton. That was just that was the one play I felt like he went 100%. He was done. They checked him out after that. And I was like, oh man, I just have more conviction in this man. Do not be afraid to go get him in formats, because there's four first-round picks on that defensive line being coached by Jack Del Rio. And that is very scary. And that is a very well-disciplined team. I think they're going to be good. Ryan Fitzpatrick looked pretty good. He was threw that bomb to Terry right on point on that first drive. I was like, that's all I need to see. Gibson got a lot of looks. McKissick did not. Logan Thomas had a fantastic catch right on the side. But it was the Patriots. Mac Jones looked pretty good, looked confident, looked calm. Looked like he can handle any kind of situation. He even took a knee, for goodness sakes. That's a pro move. You don't take knees unless you're a professional. Jacoby Myers still stands out as the best wideout. Nelson Aguilar didn't play, but Jacoby Myers looks like the best prospect to me on the New England pass catch. And Jonnu Smith, they're probably talking about moving it to a 2 tight end look, which doesn't surprise me, with Cam Newton and his skill set. I think that would make sense. But the running back core is looking good. I would go get Harris. Stevenson even looked pretty good late. Sonny Michel, I really think it's worth having a New England Patriot running back in a best ball format. The more of a starter you can get, the better, in my opinion. On the defensive side, though, keeping it with the IDP Iggy here. I think Chase Young looked good. I think they're going to be good in New England with that linebacker core of Hightower and Van Noy back. They should be able to wreak some havoc. Of course, the secondary. Jalen Mills got the start, but McCourty will be back there. If they hold that unit in place with Jackson and McCourty and Mills is coming in on some sub packages, it's going to be a really good secondary. It's going to be what Bill Belichick likes to hang his hat on, which is a good, decent pass rush, good secondary. And it's not a bad formula. I mean, that's what the Buccaneers did. They had great linebackers and a good pass rush. They didn't use their secondary so much. But I thought it was great. It was fun to watch football. I was so glad to have it. We're moving right along. We're doing some betting. And having said that, let's put it together with one of the bets that we put. I put it on last night, so we're going to recap it for you, though. It's a mouse. Remember, we're going to be putting together the mooses and the mouses. So I don't have. Oh yeah, here's the moose. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have the mouse toy yet. We're gonna get one, going live with it. So when we're moosing it, we're taking the over, and we can't tease these lines. Remember, guys, on these 3-leg parlays, we want to tease. We want to win. The point isn't to get to the edge and let the pebbles be skipping underneath you to the end of the bottomless pit that is the bookies' bankroll, like Scrooge McDuck over there diving in the gold. We're not trying to get as close as we can. We just want to make sure we win some money, because if you put together a 3-leg parlay, the truth is you're probably going to have some pretty great odds. But so we have the mouse repping Colorado on the antler. Is it still an antler with the moose? I think it is. They're huge. I've never seen one. I'd like to see a moose, though. We have a few here, but we're going to be moosing it or mousing it. Most of the time, I like to take the under. I'm a defensive person, and I'll tease it up, and I will watch that. I did get my Game Pass. I'm not a spokesman for the NFL, but if you want to win, if you want to do some study and go get Game Pass, you can watch it. You can listen to a game if it's out of market while you're watching Red Zone or you're watching another team that the national program's getting you. It breaks down to very little over an annual year if you get it right now, and you get every preseason game. I was watching a little bit of the Philadelphia game. I didn't watch very much because I had the Washington and New England game on the bigger TV, but you also have that as well. I'll be breaking down film and interpreting it onto you. We'll be writing for permission and so forth. But I think what we're going to try to do is break it down via my interpretation on the defensive, and it will lead to why we're taking certain IDP props. That's the plan. That's the angle we're trying to attack it with. But I did get it, and we'll be recapping a lot with it. It'll be a lot of fun. But, when you're doing that, that'll help with the unders a lot. That's why I study the defenses, and I'm like, there's no way this awful offensive line is going to hold up and they're going to be able to produce points. It's kind of my main betting angle. So for tonight, we're going to put it together. Like I said, it's a money line, it's an over-under, and it's a spread. The simplest 3 bets that you can make, in betting. And you put them together, you can usually get some pretty good odds, and I like to keep it on one sport. Another little trick to it is to spread out the time zones. If we only have games in certain time zones a day, but if you can get one in the Thursday game, a Sunday 1:00 game, and the Sunday evening game, or a Monday night game, now you have an option if you hit the first 2 to cash out before you hit your third one. You want to put easy money in the bank, or you want to risk it? It's all up to you for that sense. So we're starting with the money line. On this game, I took the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are at -125 to the Buffalo Bills +105. All right. So let's just read that game line overall. We already have, haven't we? So -1 for the Detroit Lions, +1 for Buffalo Bills, over under of 37. Looks like they're trying to move that line. And then a -125 for the Detroit Lions, +105 for the money line. And they keep moving the odds on it over. They just went from 100. Now they're up to +115 on the over 37 and negative 120. Now they keep bouncing it back and forth, make up their mind. It's kind of like watching the stock market when you're doing some betting. You got to pay attention. Okay. But we're taking the Lions to just show out. Seems like there's going to be a lot of roster battles going on there. New head coach. They're going to try a new quarterback. So I think they're going to want to take a look at some positions a little deeper than perhaps the Bills, who are coming from being one of the final four teams in the league. All right, moving right along. We'll take the money line. So we're taking the over under on. We took the Detroit Lions money line. We're taking under 38 in the Falcons Tennessee game. New head coach again, so they could do it. Like I said, I can't tease this. Most of the time we want to tease this line, move it up to a score that's very safe, so we get a better, betting angle, a safer betting angle for this 3-leg parlay. But since we can't, I'm taking the spread. I'm taking the under on the Tennessee Titans Atlanta Falcons game at 5:00. So that's not too bad. You got those two games. And then we did have a different split at 8:00 my time. So that's 8:00 Mountain Time zone. We have Dallas Cowboys at Arizona Cardinals. The spread's at +1.5, and that's at +100. So the money line for the Titans at Falcons real quick is +1 for the Tennessee Titans, -1. That's a -105 for the Titans, -115 for the Falcons, 38 on the over-under. Like I said, we took the under. It's at -110 either way. The money line is at Tennessee Titans at Atlanta Falcons. Tennessee's at +105. Atlanta's at -125. Some of these lines are moving a lot. For the Dallas Cowboy game at Arizona, it's +1.5 at +100. For the Cowboys on the spread at -105. -1.5 for -120 for the Cardinals. I'm telling you to think the Cardinals should cover that spread. 39 for the over-under, +115 for the Cowboys, -135 on the money line for the Cardinals. So there's some good angles out there if you're feeling good about stuff. Okay. We went around with the under, like I said, on the Titans Falcons. So that leaves us on our spread for the Cowboys. I just went ahead and took the +1.5. Maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll keep it close to a game. The safer bet's probably to take the Cardinals here to just win and cover a 1.5-point spread, which isn't very much. Feel like living on the edge. I took the Cowboys, taking the 1 week essentially of extra play for them to figure out what they're going to reps. Just have that little better rhythm. Maybe they'll come out, start a little better, get a first-round touch or get a first drive touchdown, and be able to just kind of keep the pace with that. So that's our weekly mouse. We'll be putting those together every week. Be going on the Patreon as well. So come check that out. Hopefully wins us a lot of money, man. It's a lot of fun. I started doing that with Big Almo. Shout out to him. But I really kind of took it and made it my own, and focused on 3 specific level ankles for each game. And like I said, the main reason we're doing this is so you get better at your figuring out what you're good at. Are you good at, spread bets? Are you good at money line bets? Are you good at over/under bets? What is your strength? What are the bookies really beating you at? Like, what are the bookies really good at? Like, they're really good at making this. They nailed this spread within half a point almost every single game. Well, maybe not take that against them. Or, maybe you're like the over/under. I just been teasing it up, 3.5 points to cover a field goal, and I've hit 9 out of 10 every week. Well, that should tell you something. You're really good at making sure you're good at the over-unders. We're doing this for research so that you can, make your angles better and have a higher winning ratio, It's just like batting in baseball, except we're not trying to hit, 285 is not good for us. We got to have the flip side. We need to be hitting on 55% or more of our bets. If you're hitting on 55% or more of your bets, you're likely going to be in the green. And like I said, we've also got strategies for week 1 coming out on how we're going to get ahead and play on the bookies' money the rest of the season. We're going to be playing on house money. We're going to get so far ahead, we're not going to be worried about our unit bets near as much because we're going to be withdrawn. We're going to have our positive already for the year. And on top of that, we're still going to have money in their bank to play with our unit bets. That is the goal of week 1, my friends. That's what we are going to do. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do, baby. That's the angle we're trying to get at. That's where we want to be. We want to just have that foundation already knocked out, man. That's just the bottom line. We do that. It kind of knocks the stress out of it. You can start playing with a little bit more confidence, a little more loose. It's kind of like in basketball terms, they see that player just get the ball to go through the net. What do they tell them? Get to the foul line, get the ball to go through the net, or get down to the block, get an easy little off the glass little shot, get the ball in the net so you can mentally start seeing that and mentally start achieving it with your confidence. Like, oh yeah, it's gone in. I got this. That's one of the most important things for a shooter. And it's one of the most important things for a bettor. If you start betting with a lack of confidence and doubting yourself and having a bunch of negativity, you're likely not going to win. I recommend having full confidence in your bet. That's why we're placing them. We're going to place smart wagers. If you join the Patreon, we're going to be talking about it every Friday, every Sunday, every Thursday. We're going to get out and try to hammer it and get ahead. All right. Like I said, I think, man, Washington, let's go look at these awards again just to visit it back for you guys. I think they have a great chance to be the best defense. Hint, they're not. They haven't wrote about them yet. I've wrote about 29 other teams. We're in the top 3, and I haven't wrote about the Washington football team. I think I may have slipped up and said the Redskins. So check that out. I think that's a very real possibility, especially with Dak not possibly being in full strength and ready. Washington could be good to go. Washington could be one of the best around. Aaron Donald plus 500, Myles Garrett plus 500, TJ Watt plus 800, Chase Young plus 850. I like TJ Watt and Chase Young more than I like Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald to win this opportunity. Devin White plays 1,800. Really, really difficult for an inside linebacker to win this award. You can't be a cornerback and do it. It's pretty difficult as well. Xavier Howard plus 2,000, Jamal Adams plus 2,000, Darius Leonard plus 2,000. It's difficult. Bobby Wagner plus 2,500. Man alive, they look good, though. Comeback player of the year. I'm beginning to say on the defensive side, I was going to go Dak, but I'm beginning to have doubts. This is kind of a really major injury. It could be Carson Wentz. It could be Joe Burrow. I don't think it'll be Saquon or C-Mac. George Kittle, he's pretty popular with the people. Von Miller, though, really popular. Super Bowl MVP, all-decade team. If he can do this late in his career, if he can come back and have 15-plus sacks and the Broncos go to the playoffs, he's going to be a serious contender. And that's 2,500 plus 2,500 bets. So obviously, you don't want to be betting the house on any of these. Always be responsible with your betting. But at 2,500, you wait. Let's see. We're going to add it to the slip. Let's just see. A $10 season-long wager breaks down to less than 50 cents a week from now. Would turn out $260. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We're going to wrap it up right here. Appreciate you everybody joining for the live stream. We're going to try to make this a Friday thing. Every Friday, going live. I know it's kind of early. I'll move my show back a little bit later so people can hop on it. That'll be nice, get some feedback. We're going to be talking betting. This is going to lead into what we're doing in the Patreon. Everybody listening out there on the podcast, I appreciate it. People in Russia, people in China, people in Indonesia, Fernando down in Brazil. Looks like you've turned in a few more people, bro. Appreciate it. The numbers are cranking up in Brazil. We're multi-continent down here, man. That's how we run the podcast. Internationally known, baby. Let's go get that money week 1 and be riding on the wave. Oh, yeah. Got to start the morning the right way. You guys take care of each other. Have a good weekend. Be smart. And I'll look forward to talking to you again Monday. Peace.